Hey guys, Sonic Eggman here reviewing ALWA'S Awakening on the Nintendo Switch. Released on the Nintendo Switch September 2018, ALWA'S Awakening is a Metroidvania-style platformer with a ton of love put into it. It has more charm than Fred Astaire, and an unassisted difficulty level that's enough to make you want to lodge your Switch permanently into the wall. From the get-go, the warning from the developers not to lower the difficulty shows not only how the game was supposed to be enjoyed, but from day one the Elden Pixel devs really wanted to create an authentic 8-bit experience. The graphics were the first thing that stood out for me on this game. Like a cross between Wonder Boy 3 The Dragon's Trap on the Sega Master System and any of the early Mega Man games, the level of detail on both the sprites and backgrounds was spot on. The textures on the dungeons were probably the most impressive as far as authentic simplicity is concerned. I honestly felt like I was making my way through one of my favourite games back on my trusty Sega Master System. As I progressed through the game, and this is in no way a complaint, the only thing that was missing was a sprite flicker. The sound is awesome with basic classic level sound and a super catchy 8-bit soundtrack. The soundtrack for Central Hour was probably my favourite, but the tone of the game overall was light and really helped get through some of the more grindy levels. The controls were good with nice responsiveness and a classic feel about them. I used the 8-bit DOS SNES style controller and the Switch in handheld mode. I found the handheld mode most enjoyable, but surprisingly found myself using the thumbstick over the D-pad. Every time I died I felt like it was my fault, and the gameplay definitely feels measured for such a classically difficult game. If I had one complaint about the gameplay, the jump mechanism used for full jump and a light jump were a hair apart in both height and responsiveness. It felt like a design choice, but having a ton of screens full of one-hit deaths really encouraged the opportunity for cheap deaths. With that said, the levels are well designed and encourage learning and overcoming rather than powering your way through and hoping for the best. The boss battles are a nice feature and really emphasise the MO of the game. There are definite patterns to defeat each major bad guy you encounter, and none are really that obvious. The game includes 3 helping features, including instant reloading when you die and 2 options to add directional icons to your map. This is a massive plus for those who find traditionally difficult 8-bit games too time-consuming or hard. ALWA'S Awakening might not have been built the right decade, because this game really takes what makes late 80s / early 90s games great and translates them to a modern platform. If I could offer one piece of advice to first-time players, it's to turn the vibration up as much as possible to make sure you find all the hidden passageways as you progress through the levels. A lot of the hidden corridors throughout the game aren't really that obvious, and it relies a lot on fluking it to find it. This game's definitely not for everybody, but if you're a fan of old school Metroidvania style platformers, this game will definitely scratch the itch. That was ALWA'S Awakening on the Nintendo Switch. Thanks for watching guys, as always hit like and subscribe at the bottom. Sonic Eggman out.